there are none. And the one item that we called this meeting for is the affordable housing research and consulting panel that I'm proposing that we create. I'm going to read the proposal for clarity and to assist the public who may be watching but not have it in front of them. The proposal is that the Office of Mayor and Council develop for Council's consideration housing assistance and affordability policy options for all levels of government by reviewing published literature and consulting a broad panel of experts with relevant experience in fields related to the provision of proper housing supply, such as, but not limited to academics, land development, home building, urban planning, legal, and finance. And second, that the affordable and assisted housing research identify A, barriers and opportunities to increasing access to affordable and assisted housing for both rental and purchase. B, policy and legislative proposals for more affordable and assisted housing actions by federal, provincial, regional, and local levels of government. C, effectiveness of all proposals according to amount of housing produced, the degree of impact on housing affordability, who pays and or gains from the proposal, and the timelines to produce measurable results. And D, an advocacy plan for council and our community. Third, that the OMAC report by second quarter 2023 with interim reports as needed to assure adequate time to achieve the objectives. And fourth, that OMAC arrange appropriate public information sessions in every ward to collect public input to help inform the research and to help inform the public of recommendations arising from the research. And I just want to add a few personal remarks. The concern here is that the provincial task force recommendations, according to our staff's analysis and to, I think, our own reading of the recommendations, threaten our livable Oakville plan while doing nothing to actually increase affordability of housing. And in fact, all of the recommendations, to my eye, appear to do only one thing, and that's increase builder profits. Secondly, I want to note that the Ontario Big City Mayors separately have already issued an analysis showing defects of the defects of the task force recommendations, as have our staff and the regional planning staff, albeit the regional staff's analysis was referred back for further work to consult among the 4 local municipalities of Halton for a more comprehensive critique. And third, well, that was the third point. The planning staffs have also already weighed in. Now, as it happens, the province of Ontario has quickly put forward 9 of the 55 recommendations. Those 9 are not as threatening to the Livable Oakville plan and our community as the others. And so, to a degree, we were relieved with what they chose to put forward now. However, the minister said that the rest of the task force recommendations will come in phases each of the next 4 years. And he even said that they were going to do them all. We need to use this time to get ahead of this problem. Now, our town staff, expert though they are too busy to do this work. It's important for the public and council to understand that we staff for the normal workflow that we face. We don't have excess people sitting around ready to do this. And so we're going to go through the staff of the Office of Mayor and Council and collect this information. And we have sufficient, though small, funds in our office to hire writers and researchers as needed. we've learned over the last 16 years that protecting livable Oakville requires engagement on all fronts, and we've seen that in our previous successful defenses of livable Oakville, be it against amalgamation, saving Glen Abbey, stopping an unnecessary and ill-placed power plant, and many other successful defenses of our town. This project I'm proposing to do with and through council for the opportunity that provides for the maximum public engagement. And that increases our ability to engage the public through not just interim reports, but also workshops, public and closed to the public, depending on the sensitivity of the material that we'll bring forward. And this engagement on all fronts is a hallmark of our successful defenses of our town. Ultimately, it's the engaged public of Oakville that succeeds in our defense of our community. And it's our great fortune that we have a public willing to be engaged when our town is threatened. We can evolve our approach as this goes along, if we discover any need to evolve it, or if opportunities to evolve it arise, and we'll be back to council should those opportunities arise. I think I'll just add that unlike the task force, we'll publish our research. Unlike the task force, we will publish who we consult and explain their credentials. And we will be, if you like, this goes a long way to curing the biggest defect of the province's task force. There was no expert, experienced municipal voice at the table on the so-called housing affordability task force. And that's why the results, to my eye, appear to have been created by what should have been called the Housing Profitability Task Force. So thank you very much for tolerating my brief remarks. And